Zeus remains the most recognizable god of antiquity. Welcome to Deca Rankings. From the skies of Olympus to the depths of the underworld, the Greek gods shaped myths, culture, and imagination. Their stories explained nature, inspired fear, and guided worship for centuries. We will look at their domains, feats, worship, and how their legacy survives in modern times. Number 10. Hephaestus. Hephaestus, god of fire, metalwork, and craftsmanship, was born lame yet became the master of divine invention. Cast out of Olympus by Hera for his deformity, he later returned to claim his place as smith of the gods. He forged Zeus's thunderbolts, Achilles' armor, Hermes' winged sandals, and even golden automatons that could move and think. Myths tell of him trapping Hera in a magical throne and creating Pandora, the first woman. His temples in Athens and Lemnos honored him as patron of artisans. Though not a warrior, his tools armed gods and heroes alike. In literature, he appears in Homer's Iliad and Hesiod's Theogony. In modern times, Hephaestus symbolizes invention, technology, and the creative spark that rises from imperfection. Number 9. Aphrodite. Aphrodite, goddess of love, beauty, and desire, emerged from the sea foam. Her power bent gods and mortals alike. She promised Paris the love of Helen, causing the Trojan War, one of the most famous conflicts in myth. In stories, she helped lovers succeed, punished those who rejected her, and mothered Eros, god of attraction. She appears frequently in the Iliad, Odyssey, and countless hymns. Worship spread from Cyprus to Corinth and even Rome, where she merged with Venus. Her temples were filled with rituals celebrating fertility and passion. Artists across centuries painted and sculpted her image, defining ideals of beauty. Today, she remains a cultural icon of romance and attraction. Number 8. Ares. Ares, god of war and violence, embodied the raw chaos of battle. Unlike Athena, who symbolized strategy, Ares thrived on bloodlust and destruction. In myth, he was often defeated by mortals or humiliated by other gods, yet his presence showed the fearsome side of war. His notorious affair with Aphrodite revealed his passionate nature. Homer's Iliad portrays him as both terrifying and reckless, wounded even by mortal heroes like Diomedes. His worship was strongest in Sparta, where warfare defined society. Shrines to Ares stood in battlefields and training grounds. Though less admired than other Olympians, he represented unavoidable conflict. Today, his name lives on in the planet Mars and in the concept of martial power. He is remembered as the force of destruction that shadows every civilization. Number 7. Artemis. Artemis, twin sister of Apollo, ruled over the hunt, wilderness, moon, and the protection of women. She carried a silver bow and commanded wild animals. Fierce and independent, she defended her chastity and punished those who crossed her. Actaeon was turned into a stag for spying on her, and Niobe was punished for boasting against her mother Leto. Hunters prayed to Artemis for luck, and young women honored her before marriage. Her worship was widespread, from Sparta to Ephesus, where her massive temple became one of the 7 wonders of the world. Unlike other gods, she was approachable by common people seeking protection. In myth and modern culture, Artemis endures as a symbol of independence, natural strength, and female empowerment, often appearing in literature as the archetype of the untamed maiden. Number 6. Apollo. Apollo, god of the sun, prophecy, music, healing, and plague, was one of the most complex Olympians. With his golden bow, he could unleash arrows of disease, yet he also brought cures. He slew the serpent python and claimed Delphi, establishing the most sacred oracle in Greece. Kings, generals, and commoners sought guidance from the Pythia, Apollo's priestess, whose cryptic words shaped decisions for centuries. Apollo's lyre symbolized harmony and art, and he presided over the muses, inspiring poetry and song. Myths tell of his tragic loves. Daphne, who turned into a laurel tree, and Cassandra, cursed to speak true prophecies no one would believe. Apollo was worshipped throughout Greece, with temples at Delphi and Delos as major centers. In literature, from Homer to later poets, he appears as a god of light and order. In modern culture, Apollo represents youthful beauty, rational thought, the arts, and the quest for truth. Number 5. Hades. Hades, lord of the underworld, ruled over the dead and the hidden wealth of the earth. He was stern, just, and unyielding. Unlike other Olympians, he rarely left his realm. His most famous myth is the abduction of Persephone, which explained the seasons. Her return from the underworld brought spring, while her absence caused winter. Though few temples were built in his name, every funeral and burial acknowledged his power. His realm was divided into sections: Elysium for heroes, the Asphodel Meadows for ordinary souls, and Tartarus for punishment. Cerberus, his three-headed hound, guarded the gates. Hades is less frequently mentioned in literature than Zeus or Athena, but when he appears, his authority is absolute. Modern portrayals, from Dante's Inferno to film and video games, often cast him as a dark but essential figure. He symbolizes mortality, hidden riches, and the inevitability of death. Number 4. Hera. Hera, queen of the gods, presided over marriage, childbirth, and women's roles in society. She wielded regal authority, but myths often highlight her jealous wrath against Zeus's many lovers and illegitimate children. She persecuted Heracles with endless trials, opposed the birth of Apollo and Artemis, and played a central role in the Iliad, supporting the Greeks against Troy. Temples at Argos, Samos, and Olympia were dedicated to her, often among the most splendid in Greece. She was revered by women as a guardian of family and social order. Despite myths emphasizing jealousy, Hera also represented loyalty, motherhood, and authority. In literature, she appears as both majestic and vengeful, shaping destinies through cunning schemes. Modern portrayals often explore her struggle for respect within a patriarchal order. Hera's influence endures as a symbol of feminine strength and resilience in the face of betrayal. Number 3. Athena. Athena, goddess of wisdom, strategy, and crafts, was born fully armed from Zeus's head. Unlike Ares, she valued intelligence in battle, guiding heroes with careful planning. She aided Perseus in slaying Medusa by giving him her shield, guided Odysseus with cunning during his long journey home, and stood beside Hercules in his labors. She never lost a battle against another god. Athens itself was named for her after she gifted the olive tree, symbol of peace and prosperity. Her temple, the Parthenon, remains one of the greatest monuments of ancient Greece. Athena was patron of philosophers, lawmakers, and generals, embodying balance between reason and force. She is among the most frequently mentioned deities in literature, from Homer to Aeschylus. Today, her image crowns libraries, universities, and courthouses. She remains the universal emblem of wisdom, justice, and rational strategy. Number 2. Poseidon. Poseidon, god of the sea, earthquakes, and horses, was Zeus's brother and one of the most feared Olympians. With his trident, he could stir up tempests, sink fleets, or calm the seas. He created the first horse for mankind and fathered many creatures, from the winged horse Pegasus to giants and cyclops. In the Odyssey, his anger against Odysseus for blinding the Cyclops, Polyphemus, delayed the hero's journey for 10 years. His rivalry with Athena for the patronage of Athens is legendary. He offered a saltwater spring, while she gifted the olive tree, leading to her victory. Temples to Poseidon dotted the coastlines, especially at Cape Sunion. Sailors prayed for his mercy before voyages, and earthquakes were seen as his fury. In literature, he is second only to Zeus in importance, appearing often in epics. Today, Poseidon embodies the unpredictable force of nature, a timeless symbol of the sea's might and danger. Number 1. Zeus. Zeus, king of the gods and ruler of the sky, was the most powerful of all Olympians. Armed with the thunderbolt, he overthrew his father Cronus and the Titans, establishing a new order. As god of law, oaths, and justice, he punished those who broke sacred bonds. He fathered gods, demigods, and heroes whose stories dominate mythology, including Perseus, Hercules, and Athena. Zeus appears constantly in literature, from Homer's Iliad and Odyssey to Hesiod's Theogony. His worship spanned Greece, with Olympia's great temple and games held in his honor, as well as mountain shrines where sacrifices were made. Myths depict both his protective and his destructive sides. He sent floods to cleanse the world and punished hubris with lightning. In art, he is the archetype of authority, seated on a throne or hurling his thunderbolt. Today, Zeus remains the most recognizable god of antiquity, influencing depictions of supreme deities in later religions and culture. These gods shaped not only the myths of the ancient world, but also the foundations of modern culture. From wisdom to war, love to death, their influence still echoes today. Their temples may have crumbled, but their names and stories remain immortal, guiding art, literature, and imagination across the centuries.